some fans who have made the trip, and they have all come to see a couple of young quarterbacks who are capable of a lot of offensive fireworks. The two former University of Miami teammates, Vinny Testaverde and Bernie Kosar. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tampa Bay. It is a beautiful afternoon. Tom Hammond along with Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Namath. And, Joe, I was just wondering if you had a similar experience. For instance, do you remember your first meeting against Ken Stabler?
I sure do. You know, you have mixed feelings. You want to pull for your buddy to do well, but you sure want to see your team out playing. And, of course, it's always more fun to play better than your buddy. So I imagine Vinny and Bernie both are trying to outdo each other today.
They are two of the most heralded young quarterbacks in the NFL. How do you assess their pro performance so far?
Well, Kosar, of course, is the tactician. He has an accurate arm, and he can buy time with some unique style footwork. But his best attribute has been with the Cleveland Brown football team that's very good. He started out with a good Cleveland team, and they're good now. Now, you take Testaverde, on the other hand. He struggled his first couple of years, and this year he's doing much better. But he's had to work with a makeshift team, a young team that's just being put together. Coach Ray Perkins says Testaverde is going to become a great quarterback. He has a stronger arm than Kosar, but both of these quarterbacks, to be successful today, will need excellent pass protection from their offensive line.
85 degrees, 75% humidity, a hot, humid afternoon. Certainly that works in favor of the Buccaneers, and the Cleveland Browns will be trying to keep fresh players on the field all afternoon long. The Cleveland Browns will kick off after the Buccaneers won the toss, and Wagner is ready to kick. A low kick that bounces around and finally is taken by Donnie Elder. Elder hit shy of the 20-yard line and driven back. They'll mark his forward progress up to about the 20. Keith Jones and Robert Lyons on the tackle for the Browns after a 14-yard return. Here's the Tampa Bay starting offensive lineup. This unit has been hurt by injury in the offensive line. Number one priority today, protection for the quarterback. Testaverde has passed for over 900 yards and 9 touchdowns in the last 3 games, and Carrier, the top receiver, already set a Buck record with 4 100-yard receiving games. When they go to their 4-wide gun, Drury, Peebles, and Wilder come in. First down, Tampa Bay at the 20. And the flags fly. Lars Tate, the tailback, is stopped for no gain. Hairston got in the backfield to make that quick stop on Lars Tate, the leading ground gainer for the Buccaneers. But he perhaps was offside. He might have beaten the count. Let's see. Referee for today's game is Johnny Greer.
Offside. Defense. Nose tackle. Still first down.
Well, Joe, the Browns have been offside a lot in recent games.
Tom, this is just what Vinny Testaverde wanted to do. Draw Cleveland offsides, get them tentative on that line of scrimmage with his snap count, and he's done just that in the first play of the game.
So it's 1st and 5 for Tampa Bay. 2 tight ends, Hall and Harris in. Wilder is also in, the only setback. Fake to Wilder. Testaverde's first pass dropped. Intended for Harris, the tight end. He would have had a first down, but the ball slipped through his hands. Clay Matthews was covering the tight end for the Browns. So it'll be 2nd and 5 as we take a look at the Cleveland defense, the top defense in the AFC. Michael Dean Perry developing into one of the top pass rushers in the NFL. Mike Johnson is the Browns' leading tackler on the season, and that secondary, led by Pro Bowlers Minifield and Dixon, allows only 50% completions. That's 2nd in the NFL. Now, the Browns have several combinations of a 3-4 defense, which we'll show you after this play. On the ground to Tate. Lars Tate plows straight ahead to the 30-yard line and close to a first down before he's tackled by David Grayson, one of the outside linebackers for the Browns. Situational defenses for Cleveland. Here's the 34 Rabbit, where they go with Stewart, Pike, and Jones up front and get 7 defensive backs onto the field. The 3-4 tower, that has the tallest defensive lineman. They call it the tower. And sometimes, especially when they're playing in a hot location like today, they'll get the freshest available players up front to go with 7 defensive backs. The Buccaneers come with 3 tight ends, Hall, Harris, and Walker on 3rd and 1. Tate hurdles and has the first down. Lars Tate, who is the leading rusher for Tampa Bay, averaging nearly 4 yards a carry, jumps the line and picks up a first down before Perry and Johnson combine on the hit. There are the numbers on Tate, the leading rusher for the Buccaneers.
Tate gets up over the line of scrimmage. There's a pretty good standoff there, but the offensive line of Tampa Bay does make some progress, and you can see Tate just flying over the bodies, over the Cleveland Browns for the first down.
Sylvester Stamps is in now, replacing Lars Tate on first down at the 32-yard line of the Buccaneers. Opening series of the game. Testaverde swings it complete to Stamps, and Stamps, who was just activated this week, is stopped for a loss on the play as David Grayson read it perfectly on the swing pass out of the backfield.
Well, they want to get the ball in Terrence Stamps' hand. He's been out with the broken hand, injured. He's their best broken field runner, what they call a jitterbug, and this play is specifically for Stamps to get outside, but such good pursuit by the Cleveland Browns doesn't give him a chance. You know, if he were one-on-one out there, he'd get some yardage, but these Browns gang tackle so well, they snuffed out the game.
12 minutes left in the first quarter, scoreless. This is the first possession for either team, the Buccaneers. Pass complete across the middle to Hall. Hall, the tight end, rambles to midfield. He was wide open in the middle of the Cleveland defense. He went for 18 yards before Thane Gash makes the tackle for the Browns.
Well, you won't see this happen very much with Ron Hall. He's more noted for his blocking abilities as a tight end. Here he comes down on the right side of your screen, number 82. He just hooks up, and two Cleveland defenders ran into one another, and finally Gash can get up there and make the tackle. But Hall is in there primarily because of his blocking abilities, but obviously he's a pretty good pass receiver too.
Looked good on that one. Tampa Bay, a much improved team this season despite their 3-5 record. From midfield, Testaverde swings it complete again. Lars Tate on the receiving end, and he gains about 4 yards. Excuse me, it was Stamps. Stamps out of the backfield again with his second reception.
Well, they're going to keep trying that play until they make it work, I guess. That time he did get an offensive lineman out in front of him, but Stamps has the ability to break the long gainer, and that's what they're trying to do. This Tampa Bay offense did such a good job against Cleveland in the last exhibition game of the season, running the football, that Coach Ray Perkins and his team actually came into this game with a good degree of confidence.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, 2nd and 6. That's Stamps, who sets on a slot to the right and now goes in motion. And he didn't know where he was, and Vinny Testaverde has to burn a timeout. It was Stamps that appeared lost, Joe, and he was just activated this week and a little mixed up on the formation.
Well, sometimes even the pros go right when they're supposed to go left.
All right, scoreless first quarter. We'll return to Tampa in a moment.
She's all ours.
Going into business, got something new. Gonna paint the town, red, white, and blue. I'm coming through this.
Nice place.
How about some customers?
Ladies' night.
Great place, guys. Who did your decorating?
Winning. It's something you can see in the sheet metal, feel in the corners. It's the result of a total design commitment. It's also the result of producing the best-built American cars. And the end result is what you've made us, America's best-selling cars, again this year. Ford, winning across America, winning the world over.
Winning the world over. Have you driven a Ford lately?
If you thought you had to give up comfort to get a close shave, Norelco says, think again. Their revolutionary shaving system shaves skin close in a way that's incredibly comfortable. As the hair enters the chamber, the patented lift and cut system lifts each hair and holds it a split second before a blade cuts it, so it's possible to shave skin close without the blades even touching the skin. The lift and cut shaving system from Norelco. We made close comfortable.
Back at Tampa Stadium, the Buccaneers just taking their first time out. Bud Carson, in his first year as the Browns coach, has taken them to a 5-3 record so far and a share of first place in the AFC Central. And Ray Perkins, as we said, has an improved Buccaneer team, and they've had some big wins. They've beaten Green Bay, New Orleans, and Chicago, but of course blown out a week ago at Cincinnati. Gash in motion. Testaverde with time, has his man, Carrier, and Carrier all the way to the 25-yard line of the Browns. Dane Gash finally chases him down, but Carrier with a 21-yard reception, and the Buccaneers threaten here in the first quarter.
Well, the most important part of this play is that pass protection up front. Look, Michael Dean Perry tries to loop around, or Harrison does. Perry can't even get off the line. Excellent pass protection in the middle, and Carrier just outruns the defenders across the seams of the zone for the big gain. But as we mentioned earlier, the key to the success of the passing game for either team is going to be that pass protection.
42nd catch of the season for Mark Carrier, who has set the Bucs record with 4 100-yard receiving games this season. Testaverde again with time. Threw into coverage. The pass overthrown, and probably a good thing. Dixon may have picked it off. It was intended for Bruce Hill. Dixon and Wright were both there.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes a quarterback feels like he can stick it in there, Tom. And that time, I think he just felt like he could stick it in. Actually, the ball went through the receiver's hands. I thought Hill, you'll see Dixon run with him, and then Wright will come over as a safety, but he has a couple of yards here, and the ball just barely gets off his fingertips.
Testaverde 4 of 6, 44 yards so far in the first half. This is the 9th play of the drive, which began with the opening kickoff. The pitch on the sweep to Howard. He's across the 20 down to about the 16-yard line, where he's tripped up by David Grayson. William Howard, the second leading rusher on this Buccaneer team, with 199 yards coming into the game. Detroit with a quick early touchdown at the Astrodome.
I've got to laugh at that. That Houston Oilers bunch, I can't figure out.
How can anybody look at Green Bay? They're leading the Bears 7-0. Although Green Bay is very capable, as we all know. Seattle with an early lead on Kansas City. Kansas City had won the earlier meeting at the Kingdom. Laylock and Harper are in for extra defensive backs for the Browns on 3rd and 4. Testaverde wide open for the catch is Carrier, and Mark Carrier takes the ball all the way down to the Browns' 6-yard line. Hanford Dixon finally made the tackle, but Carrier was wide open.
Well, I'm not too sure Hanford Dixon knew what he had on Carrier that time. Dixon turns and starts to take off, as you see, and then turns inside. And Carrier with a nice outside move. I mean, Dixon didn't have a chance of stopping that pass.
Vinny Testaverde, he's had it going here on this first drive.
He's cool. He's cool. Vinny's cool today. I could tell he's working out there with a lot of calmness and confidence.
Well, so far, this drive has been impressive by the Buccaneers. First down and goal at the Browns' 6. 11th play coming up. Browns may have been offside again. Fighting forward is Don Smith, who just came into the game, and Michael Dean Perry might have jumped early. Let's see. Smith almost took it in anyway. It will be offside against the Browns.
Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, it's second down and about 6 inches, or if you take the penalty, it's going to be first down and 3.
Interesting decision.
Yes, it is. I'd take the ball right where it is right
6
now.
inches
I
away
gotta
from the
believe.
goal.
That's right. I got to believe my team.
Offside. Defense. It's declared. Second down.
Yeah, I'd have to leave it in the hands of my offensive linemen to get 6 inches in at least 2 plays. And who knows? It's early in the game. If they don't make it in 2 plays, they may go for it on 4th down.
3 tight ends for the Buccaneers: Hall, Harris, and Walker. Howard is the fullback. Tate is the tailback. Lars Tate jumps again. He's got it. In 13 plays, Lars Tate jumps over from 1 yard out, actually about 6 inches, and the Buccaneers with an impressive drive. Donald Igwebuike is on to attempt the extra point now out of the hold of Chris Moore, the punter. And Igwebuike splits the uprights. So Tampa Bay, with an 80-yard march, takes the early lead. It's the Buccaneers 7 and the Browns nothing.
Why is Ford Ranger America's most popular compact truck? Well, the Ranger XLT has a 660 powertrain warranty and cast aluminum wheels. The Chevy doesn't. Ford Ranger has anti-lock rear brakes and electronic fuel injection. And Ranger has it all for less money than Chevy. You can bank on it. The toughest competition we have is ourselves.
Save big on all Ford Ranger pickups during November Truck Month at your Ford dealer.
People who want that competitive edge also want the nutrition of 100% whole grain. But of these leading cereals, only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. So only Wheaties gives you whole grain nutrition. Better get your whole grain.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Now with 25% less sodium than before.
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and one die-hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-hard. More power when you need it most.
It's 32 degrees. And Jan Trumpeter is learning all about her antifreeze. The hard way.
Why is this happening to me?
Don't push your luck. Guarantee it with advanced formula Prestone.
NBC sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by GTE. At GTE, the power is on.
Well, the Buccaneers happy after that drive. An impressive 80-yard affair. 7 passes, 6 runs, good balance, good work for the offensive line, and the Bucs have a 7-0 lead. Igwebuike ready to kick it off for Tampa Bay. Metcalf is deep for the Browns. Metcalf will try to chase it down. It bounds into the end zone for the touchback. Joe, let's go back to that touchdown run. The jump by Lars Tate, similar to what he did to pick up the first down earlier.
Well, one guy's trying to get lower than the other guy in this line of scrimmage here. You see the white jerseys firing out low to try and get some leverage, but Lars Tate is the man that can get up in the air and over it. If the Cleveland Browns are able to get up underneath, they can hold that line of scrimmage. But the Bucs did a heck of a job of getting underneath and pushing the Browns just enough for Lars to get over top.
Yeah, and he put the football out to make sure it broke the plane of the goal line. Here's the first possession now for the Cleveland offense. First down at their own 20. Eric Metcalf pounds ahead for 2 or 3 yards. Metcalf really coming on, the rookie out of Texas, really involved now in the Cleveland offense. On the offensive line, Rakosi, by the way, was Testaverde's center at the University of Miami. As you take a look at the backs and receivers, Webster Slaughter and Eric Metcalf have been the stars of the offense lately. In fact, Slaughter is the AFC Player of the Month for October. He's caught some long touchdown passes from Bernie Kosar. And when Cleveland goes to that flush, it'll be Brennan replacing Newsom, so they have 3 wide receivers. Metcalf now is split wide to the right. Testaverde will pass to Metcalf, who can't get away. Tripped up at the 25-yard line, falls forward to the 26 as Ricky Reynolds was able to corral Metcalf that time. Here's a look at the Tampa defense that gave up 56 points to the Bengals last week. That front 7 sees a rookie starting at defensive end, Rondy Weston from Florida. Urban Randall, the team's top tackler. Murphy leads in sacks. In the secondary, Mark Robinson tied for the NFL lead with 5 interceptions. In the Tampa dime, Futrell and Elder replace a couple of linebackers. Brian Brennan is in the game for the Cleveland Browns. Tampa may have jumped off sides. Metcalf on the handoff is spun down for a gain of only a couple, short of the first down. But it appears that Reuben Davis jumped offside. So Metcalf applauds what will apparently be a 5-yard mark-off against the Buccaneers.
Well, we mentioned earlier how Testaverde wanted to use that snap count to draw the Browns offside, to get them tentative.
Offside. Defense. First down.
Down drive. Here's Kosar now with a first down at his own 31. Play action. Kosar dodges one rusher, lets it go, and somehow completed it for a gain of 3 or 4 yards. Feeling the rush that time. There he is in that familiar staggered stance. Bernie Kosar. And it's a Metcalf. Nowhere to go. Fumbles the ball, but Kosar got it.
Confidence in this game.
Tillman and Brennan are in for the Browns. 4 wide receivers now. Brennan in motion. Kosar winds up and sends it deep. Langhorn with a catch. And then the ball loose and out of bounds. Let's see what happens. It'll be a completed
control of that ball as he comes to the ground on the right side of your screen. Do both feet get down? The knee does, and it appeared he had control of the ball until he hit.
First down at the 30-yard line, or just short of the 30-yard line of the Buccaneers. Manoa with his first carry of the game fights his way inside the 30. And in the backfield here, Keith Jones is in to replace Metcalf. It's Jones and Manoa in the backfield. Play action pass. Plenty of time. Kosar completes it in the flat. Keith Jones takes a hard hit and falls forward for a gain of 3 or 4 yards. And 3. Kosar has his man, Metcalf. Metcalf to the 5. Nice move. Touchdown. Quarterback Mike Pagel. And the kick through the uprights. And the Cleveland Browns match the Buccaneers drive. Each team scoring on its first possession. Eric Metcalf catching that. 5 for 5, and Testaverde 5 of 7 through the air. Kicks taken by Sylvester Stamps. Good room up the middle. Tries to get to the outside. He had one man to beat, and that one man, Mark Harper, in on the defensive line for the Browns now as they get some fresh bodies on in about 85-degree weather. Wilder and Stamps in the backfield for the Buccaneers on first games. 2nd and 10. And Testaverde, again with Stamps heading in the wrong direction, has Browns. That was one of the big plays that kept the drive alive. Testaverde on 2nd and 10. Steps up and delivers. Blaylock and Harper now join that Cleveland defense. Carrier, Drury, and Hill at wide receiver, along with Wilder in the backfield for the Bucs. Testaverde lofts it. Intercepted. Intercepted by Minifield. Frank Minifield with his 2nd interception of the season. By Kosar, maybe changing the play. Metcalf on the sweep, gets a good block, cuts up, down to the 15-yard line. To the game for the Cleveland Browns on 2nd and 3. Kosar looks in the flat for Metcalf. He's covered, so he drills it in the center of the defense and completes it to his tight end. Nothing's left in the first quarter. 1st and goal, Cleveland. Pitch to Metcalf. Cuts up again and to the 5. 3-yard gain. Fields interception, and the ensuing Cleveland offense has given them a 2nd and goal from the 5. Langhorn in motion. Testaverde swings it to Metcalf, and he's driven back. Good defense for the Buccaneers. Kosar for the end zone. Great catch. Lawyer Tillman, with only his 2nd pro reception, scores his first NFL touchdown. So the Minifield interception turns into 7 Cleveland points, and with 14:07 left in the 2nd quarter, the Browns have taken. And this will be Elder, who takes it at about the 3. Donnie Elder across the 20 to the 25-yard line before he's hit and driven back by what's going on. Kosar has not missed a pass. He's 8 for 8. Lars Tate for the Buccaneers. Tunks it on first down. And on 2nd and 6. Testaverde has a first down. Shift offensive line of the Buccaneers has done a great job so far. Play action pass. Testaverde with time. And a diving catch made by Hall. Last year he had 39 and only 4 NFL tight ends caught more. Testaverde threads the needle for a first down to Bruce Hill. All Minifield could do is make the tackle. Testaverde right on target to Hill for 20 yards.
Sounds redundant, and it is, but good pass protection. These quarterbacks can thread the needle. Excellent pass in between 2 defenders right there, and Hill goes up high to make the catch. We're going to see a lot of points if these offensive lines continue to block well in that passing game.
Tell you what, both offensive lines doing a job, and both quarterbacks too, other than the one errant pass by Testaverde, which may have been the receiver's fault. He's been right on the money, as has Bernie Kosar, who hasn't missed a pass in the first half. First down at the, and there's the first down play for the Buccaneers. It's a pitch to Tate on the sweep. Knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 3-yard gain. Mike Houston bumped him out of bounds. So far, they're
getting back to that passer, and today they haven't been able to do it yet.
In fact, Tierlich had a pass rushing seminar this past summer for his defensive linemen. Almost in
rush from his right side as Michael Dean Perry makes a big loop. Overall, though, it was pretty good pass protection.
Here's a look at Michael Dean Perry lining up to put the rush on Testaverde on 3rd and 8. And they do put the rush on him. Testaverde gets free. Kay, who has hit 10 of 12 field goals this year, as long as 52 yards. Hit the upright and bounced on 30-yard line. Broderick Thomas, the rookie out of Nebraska. The Bucs' first-round draft choice is in. Kosar airs it out deep, and it's incomplete. A streak of 16 in a row back to the last game for Kosar. Metcalf dives forward. Burrows his Bucs in their dime defense, showing blitz. Here they come. Kosar sacked.
Strategy that time. The Browns didn't appear to be expecting a blitz.
Here's Wagner's first punt of the day. Willie Drury is deep and backpedals to take it at the 21-yard line. Drury with a move to get outside. There's a penalty marker down as Drury is tackled at the 35.
There was one official standing just to the right of it, and he didn't call it, and another official 20 yards to his left called it.
Personal foul. Clipping on the return team.
Quarterback. It's all coming up at halftime on NFL Live. James Wilder gets the... That'll be coming up at halftime on NFL Live. Testaverde has a tip pass intercepted. Intercepted by the Browns. Mike Johnson tipped it. Felix Wright scores. Second turnover of the day that has cost the Buccaneers. That one picked off by Wright after Mike Johnson had tipped it, and Felix Wright threaded his way.
Some more, creating more interception.
And the Ray Perkins says that it'll be another year or so, and Testaverde will be capable of calling his own plays. That kickoff is still loose, finally picked up by Elder. And Elder is tackled at the 12-yard line. Things falling apart in a hurry now after Wright's interception for a touchdown. Pass is intercepted again. Gash gets in on the act for another Cleveland touchdown. Thane Gash timed it perfectly, picked it off, and sprinted untouched 15 yards into the end zone. 28-7. And he's got it. Back-to-back interceptions for touchdowns off Vinny Testaverde. Testaverde's got to be wondering what's gone wrong as the Browns strike quickly with their defense.
Well, Thane Gash, on the top left-hand side of your screen, you'll see him come into play. Watch, he's going to read and come over here right now on the top of your screen, break right in front of the receiver and make the interception. Testaverde never saw Gash. Gash read Testaverde all the way. There you see Gash on the right side of your screen, number 30. Now he's going to eye Testaverde. See him looking nice, sees the receiver, and then he reads that pattern. He runs the pattern better than Carrier did that time.
The kickoff taken by Elder. Do you go back to your game plan?
What's going to be tough is Cleveland knows that Tampa Bay needs a lot of points to keep up with them now. So Cleveland
struck quickly for 21 points off Tampa turnovers. They're in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers trailing 28-7 with 6.5 minutes left in the first half and facing a 3rd and 6. Testaverde in the shotgun. That pass on target and good for a first down. Willie Brewery made from the 45-yard line of the Buccaneers. A first down. Testaverde across the middle, complete to Howard. Howard has another first down just short of the clear.
Have a quick score.
First down at the Cleveland 41. Testaverde again with good protection, and he has a man inside the 20, down to the 10. Hall, the tight end, caught it on the fly and took it to the 9-yard line. David Grayson stopped him, but it was a 32-yard gain.
I'll tell you something. The last couple of days, all they've been talking about to me about side of your screen, you see number 82 out running Grayson, the linebacker. Perfect pass by Testaverde, and I'm surprised that Hall's able to hold on.
Tampa Bay with a 1st and goal at the Cleveland 9. Testaverde looks the other way, scrambling. He's got a man in the back of the end zone and couldn't get it there in time.
The last interception for a touchdown. It's down on the field right now.
He made the tackle on Hill, blasted into him, and I think it team when his college days sprinted and competed in the long jump. Lettered in football, basketball, track, and baseball back in high school. 7th-round draft choice who has been a good addition to this Brown defense. Hope you'll stay with us for the second half of the doubleheader today. A couple of good games to bring your way. Keeping his head and neck immobile at the moment. The one good sign, as you pointed out, Joe, was that he was able to reach up and at least try to unsnap his chin strap.
Yeah,
the two teams now try to recapture their enthusiasm if they can. The Buccaneers with a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. 2nd and goal, Tampa from the 9-yard line. Testaverde with plenty of time. Threads the needle to Wilder for the touchdown. James Wilder, known for his running, but a touchdown.
Oh boy, if I were home in Cleveland, I wouldn't buy that. That ball was still in his chest when that knee hit the ground. It certainly didn't look. Can we see that left?
It's good. So a controversial play. Should it be down at the 1? Should it be a touchdown? Into the game. Metcalf at the 5. The first by Cleveland. 28-14, 3:45 left in the half. Kozar will pass on first down. Wide open is Langhorne, and Langhorne gets it out. Cap is wide to the right here. 2 wide receivers to the left. And the running play to Manoa. Stopped at the 40. He only needed a yard, and he didn't get much more than that. Irvin Randall was right. Cap is wide to the right again. Langhorne in motion. Kosar looks for him. They set up a screen to Metcalf. Metcalf almost out last week. He can throw touchdown passes. Yep. Bernie Kosar having a good afternoon and certainly a candidate for our Budweiser Most Valuable Player. We'll be picking our Bud MVP at the end of today's game. 14-33 and counting. Yes, Elvis lives. At least in the minds of his fans. Second down and 8 yards to go. Give him a 2-yard gain on the last play. Keith Jones. Fake the reverse. Metcalf keeps it. Metcalf down the sideline. Cuts back to use a blocker at the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown of the day, and they have both been spectacular. That one 43 yards. He made the sideline. He cut back using his interference and waltzed untouched into the end zone. Barr's extra point is good, and the Cleveland Browns extend their lead. 14:03 left in the game. Cleveland 42 and Tampa Bay 24. We'll be back after a word from your local station. Left in the fourth quarter. Cleveland now extending its lead over Tampa Bay to 42-24. Many of you now will leave us to join the Buffalo-Atlanta game. Buffalo leading by 1. Here's the kickoff by Wagner. Sails into the end zone and down there by Elder for the touchback. So Tampa Bay has its second half score matched by the Browns. And now running out of time to get back into the game. That scoring drive by Cleveland, 58 yards on 5 plays. Metcalf with another spectacular score. Let's watch it again. Well, there he is. Let's watch Eric as he has to be catching his breath all the workout. He's over 200 all-purpose yards on the day. And Tommy Roy, who was 31 years old yesterday, happy birthday, gives us the replay.
And it's a fake reverse. Metcalf simply keeps the ball, makes a nice cut inside Broderick Thomas. Watch out, he's cutting back and then outruns the rest of the team. Speed, quickness, can pass the ball.
There's Wilder on a first down run, bursting through the line. Prospect to think about watching Metcalf for the years to come. Just a rookie. As the coaches say, he does those things you can't coach. Testaverde sacked back at the 25-yard line. Second down and 18. Testaverde to Wilder across the middle. James Wilder with a nice move. First down run. He stumbles to midfield. Well, there's the midfield. Testaverde under pressure, dumps it off again to Wilder. Wilder's to the 45 of the Browns, a 5-yard gain. We said this would be an offensive show, and it has been that, Joe. A lot of exciting plays.
We have had some big plays. The interceptions were even exciting. And Metcalf, my goodness, brings you out of your seat every time he handles the ball.
Absolutely. Even the prospect of it on every play. Testaverde again under pressure and sacked back at the 40-yard line. Chris Pike gets in on the action. Michael Dean Perry is also there. Third down and 17. Again across the middle. Wilder. Another nice run. He's just short of the 40 and only a yard short of the first down. They'll go for it on fourth, I'm sure. Perkins is again mad that Wilder didn't pick up enough for the first down. But that's been how they've countered that strong rush lately. They've just dumped it over the middle to Wilder. When they re-spotted the ball, it's going to be about 2 yards short of first down territory. They need to go just short of the 40-yard line. Wilder now has caught 7 passes for 89 yards. Fourth down pass. Wilder again. He's got it. Barrels his way to the 20. for Cleveland. Testaverde has time and a man wide open, and it's Hill who's out of bounds inside the 5. Tony Blaylock nudges Hill out of bounds, but he makes the catch, and it'll be first and goal, a 22-yard gain.
Good pass protection for Testaverde. He'll go to the left side over here, and Hill runs a nice corner pattern. Wide open that time. My goodness, he just ran away from Blaylock.
3-yard line. Wilder didn't quite get in. Meanwhile, the clock continues to tick as Perkins looks on.
This last.
Somebody's wide open out on the right, and they just now cover. That was Hill. They'll run the ball, and Tate has the touchdown. Igwebuike's extra point is good. Tampa Stadium. Joe, I know last week you were involved in a fun event, a reunion of the some of the players that played in Super Bowl III when you upset the Colts.
Yeah, we had a game over at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Johnny Unitas was there, Earl Morrow, Weave Eubank, all the guys were there. There you see Johnny and I talking. Nice catch, Joe. Had an ace receiver here in Johnny Sample. You don't see the blinding speed that we once saw these players have, but we had a heck of a lot of fun that night. And we won again, I might add.
There's the kick popped up by Igwebuike. I don't know if they were trying to do a short kick and maybe recover it, but
to the way his old team used to.
1991, the Super Bowl will be here at Tampa Stadium. Right now, the Buccaneers need a stop on defense. To midfield is Slaughter, and I believe that's his first catch of the day. Webster Slaughter, who had been so hot the last few weeks, makes his first reception of the afternoon with 9 minutes left in the... He has been hot. First down, Cleveland at midfield. Metcalf ran into one of his own players. He sort of bounced off Ted Banker, and the Bucks pounced on him with Ronde Weston getting credit for the tackle for Seattle. Second down and 7 for the Browns. Kozar's pass dropped. Langhorne couldn't hang on as he was hit hard by Mark Robinson.
Catch it in your hands.
Still time for the Buccaneers if they can stop Cleveland here. Metcalf. Flag down. Metcalf down. Browns short of first down yardage. Reuben Davis made the tackle. Let's see the penalty. The way the Bucks are acting, it may be against them.
Holding.
Nope, against
68
Cleveland.
offense. Still third down.
Saw a couple of Bucks angry. They must have been angry at being held by Banker.
Possession and one more anyway, so if they can get this one in, it's going to tighten things up.
Not the best day Wagner has ever had. Here's Wagner's punt. Drury calls for a fair catch and then lets it bounce, and it will stop at its tracks. In fact, kicks back to the 10-yard line. Tampa Bay needs to try to take advantage of it if they can. They've got 90 yards to go for a touchdown. Swing pass is complete. There's a good stiff arm, Joe, as Smith with 7,097 career yards in offense. He led the SEC in total offense twice as a running quarterback. Testaverde across the middle wide open for a first down to the 40-yard line. And has passed for over 1,200 yards in his last 4 outings. That pass is caught. Harris, he's hit 18 of 30 for 268 yards and 2 TDs, so able to shake off the effect of those 3 pickoffs. Pass is complete here. It's Carrier, Mark Carrier, who studies karate.
75 offense. Still first down.
Off the football. Penalty flag on the play. it'll be the lingering memory of this game for the Buck fans. Tim Manoa straight ahead to the 30 and across, and enough for a first down as a fight breaks out. Webster Slaughter mixing it up with Mark Robinson. And now others join the fray.
Ted Banker right in there. You love those offensive linemen. They help their backs and their quarterback anytime they get into a jam. Wide receivers. I love those offensive linemen.
Kosar says, first down play for Kosar from the 31-yard line. Metcalf in that Cincinnati Raiders game. The Raiders with a 7-0 lead on, guess who? Bo Jackson's 7-yard run. Certainly Metcalf has Mr. Do Everything for the Browns, and if they can get Kevin Mack back in this offense, it'll make Metcalf.
Those Jets, but that's been around a long time. Still kicking them through the old upright.
4 wide receivers for the Browns. They'll keep it on the ground to Oliphant. And Oliphant has a Cleveland first down to the Budweiser MVP, and Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game.
Oh, I know Kosar don't like these plays. It really hurts his rushing average. Quarterbacks
know he had a rushing average.
Oh, sure. Hey, come on, stop it, fellas. The party's over.
Well, Greg Riccozzi, the center of the Browns, who is Testaverde's old center, mixing it up with Rondy Weston, the rookie defensive end out of Florida. There's Kosar sort of hanging around on the outskirts of that pileup. Wants to look like he's involved in one of the guys, but he doesn't really want to get right in there.
No, not really. And I can understand how Riccozzi got mixed up in that, because right now the defense knows what the offense is going to do. Kneel down on the ball. And when that happens, that man playing over the center just is going to unload on that center. You know what I mean? He has no other responsibility. He's just going to hit the center. And so
we have offsetting personal fouls.
Why do we go through this exercise?
I'll bet one of them was on Riccozzi.
I don't know why we have these offsetting fouls, or why they even bother.
That's a good point, Tom.
Well, it has been a dog day in Tampa Bay as the Dog Pound South was in action today as the Cleveland Browns are about to record their 6th victory of the season. They'll be at Seattle next week, home against the Chiefs, and then travel to face Detroit, while the Bucs will have a tough row to hoe. The Vikings, the Bears, then against the Cardinals. Well, this overtime out of the end zone. That was a wild one. Carlos with 7 field goals a record, and then a safety, a blocked punt out of the end zone, deciding it in favor of the Vikings, 23-21. Here's the quarterback comparison for today. We said this was the first match between the old teammates Kosar and Testaverde. Good numbers for Testaverde, with the exception of those 4 interceptions. 27 of 50, 370 yards. Kosar 18 of 22, high percentage, and 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions. No turnovers today for the Browns.
They played an excellent game, and they even got some help from their opponents, Tampa Bay. So this certainly, I wonder if these guys...
But the first time that anybody has passed for over 300 yards against this AFC leading Brown defense this season.
Form as badly as that score indicates. I thought they played much better than they did last week, and they hurt themselves more than the Cleveland Browns hurt them.
Well, poor little Eric Metcalf is going to have to run one final time, but discretion the better part of valor. He just went down, and the clock will expire, and the Cleveland Browns will leave Tampa with at least a share of first place in the AFC Central, hoping the Raiders can upset the Bengals and find themselves all alone in the top spot in the AFC Central. Ray Perkins and Bud Carson exchanging congratulations, and Testaverde looking at some of his Brown adversaries. Tom Hammond for Joe Namath now saying so long from Tampa.